number 44. I think it's number 44. I have a calendar, 42, 43, 44. And where I'm at, yesterday it rained kind of hard. And my door's right here, and it did not flood because I put something up to prevent it from flooding. I need to get the door fixed eventually. And then once I get the door fixed, then I can get carpet. Then I can do a second coat of paint, which I could do that anyway, but I'm painting towards the floor, so I want to wait on that. But my next thing is getting a mic, and I know I need a mic, and I tried the Bluetooth, and wasn't working out. So that's just a quick update on how the yoga studio, so-called studio, is coming along. And I have more pictures coming. What else? New camera, eventually. So everything's coming along. And I thought I would just share that real quick. I wasn't planning to share that, but then I looked and I saw some towels here that are not wet, meaning it did not flood in here at all. I wasn't even around yesterday in the area to even know if it rained. So today we're going to continue with the 12 sun salutations. And the main thing you want to focus on during these 12 sun salutations is allowing them to become a form of a moving meditation. So you focus solely on the breathing, which makes you aware of the movements. And what you're essentially learning is how to move and stay focused on one thing, which is your breathing, which is where the prana rises in, which is life energy. And essentially, you're gaining this mindset where you can take this off the mat, and when you move throughout your day becomes, in a roundabout way, a moving meditation. So you're in a meditative state the whole time throughout the day. Now, of course, does that happen often? Do people keep that throughout the day? Maybe some people. I definitely don't. Once I get to work or I start working, I'm focused on the activity. But you should stay focused on the present moment, because that's where life is, in the present moment. So that's essentially what you're learning. So today, just focus on the breathing. And your mind will wander, but just gently bring your focus back to the breathing. So let's go ahead and begin in mountain pose. Feet are shoulder width apart. Toes come up. I was going to say toes spread up, which wouldn't make sense. Toes spread up. I guess that could make sense. So toes are up. Spread the toes as wide as you can. Each toe touches one at a time to the floor. Knees are slightly bent. Hips are tilted. Arms are relaxed, so no tension in the arms or the shoulders. And then you try to find that spot where the skeleton is just standing. So lengthen up, get yourself tall, and just focus on the breathing. Now bring the palms together, thumbs go to the heart center. And when I push out and up, all you're doing is the prayer. And what I do, can't speak this morning, what I do is I go out a little bit. I just do that because it matches my body. So match your body, focus on the breathing. So push the arms out, up and back. Inhale slowly. It's the first stretch, so just listen to the body. Then exhale. As you exhale, you hinge forward from the lower back. Palms go to the calves, elbows into the sides of the legs. You're pulling yourself in and down, but nice and easy, because it's only the second stretch. And just focus on breathing. Listen to the body. Don't go past where you think you should be. So if you think you have a spot where, hey, I shouldn't go any further, settle on that spot, accept where you are. It doesn't matter how you think the posture look. You just focus on the breathing. So palms to the sides of the feet. Left leg is back into a, I was going to say high lunge, but it's a low lunge. So with the back foot, the top of the foot's to the floor, knees to the floor. Back is straight, maybe arched a little bit. And think of the hips pushing them forward diagonally, and just focus on the breathing. Then with the back foot, curl the toes under, knee goes up into a high lunge. We will not stay in the high lunge, but you'll settle there. Then move in the downward dog, pushing into it. Arms are straight, legs are straight, tailbones to the ceiling, heels towards the floor, arms straight as you can get them. And you're pushing just slightly, again, to that spot where, hey, I don't think I should go any further. You settle there, accept where you are, and focus on the breathing. Now you're going to slide into the upper dog, drop down to the knees and the chest, and you slide up. Now with the upper dog, tops of the feet are to the floor, the palms are to the floor. And if you need to modify, you go to the small cobra. Small cobra, no pressure on the hands. You're not pushing up, you're pulling up with the back. And just focus on the breathing. And back to downward dog, pushing into it. Arms are straight, legs are straight. I need to fix my shirt. Just accept where you are, settle in the pose, and you're focusing on the breathing. Left foot is up between the hands into a low lunge. So with the low lunge, with the back foot, top of the foot's to the floor, knees to the floor, hips are square, and you're pushing them forward diagonally. Back is straight or maybe arched a little bit. Palms are to the floor. Maybe your fingers or maybe you're here. For now, I'm at my fingertips. And I'll get down here most likely. I feel a little tight today from working out yesterday. But I'm just accepting where I am. Doesn't matter. As long as your mind and body's connecting, you're doing yoga. So with the back foot, curl the toes under, knee goes up, high lunge, settle here. Then standing forward bend. Pull yourself in and down. And just focus on the breathing. Palms together, reach out, up and back, inhale, exhale, turn the palms out, push the down and out, inhale, exhale, hinge forward, standing forward bend, so pull yourself in and down, so the palms are to the calves, elbows into the sides of the legs, and just focus on the breathing. Palms to the sides of the feet, right leg is back into a low lunge. Anytime you bring the leg back or up, you're going to do a low lunge. So the top of the foot's to the floor and the back, knees to the floor. Square up the hips, pushing them forward diagonally. Now, if the front knee is not, no, if it is over the toe too much, you want to lengthen up. Now think of the back foot, curl the toes under, knee goes up. High lunge, settle here, then move in the downward dog. Arms are straight, legs are straight, tailbones to the ceiling, heels towards the floor. No tension in the neck, head is dangling. Then you slide into the upper dog, go down to the knees and the chest, slide up. Modify it how you have to, focus on the breathing. Back to downward dog, pushing into it. Again, you're pushing to that spot where you don't feel like you should go any further. So you settle there, accept where you are, and focus on the breathing. Once you're settled, don't think about trying to get into the pose a little bit more. Just accept it. It's okay. You'll have another chance. So right foot is up between the hands. The back foot, top of the foot to the floor, knees to the floor, hips are square, pushing forward diagonally. Back is arched or maybe straight. palms to the floor or to your fingertips, or maybe you're just like this. Doesn't matter. Just let the mind and body connect. And then you're doing yoga. Now with the back foot curl, toes under, knee goes up, high lunge, settle here. Then move into standing forward bend. Pull yourself in and down. Palms together, reach out, up and back. Inhale, exhale. Do 10 more. Inhale, exhale. Pull yourself in and down. Now with the standing forward bend, you're letting yourself breathe. So you pull yourself in and down, but when you inhale, the belly swells with air. So let yourself be pushed up. Then when you exhale, the belly goes back in. And let yourself go back into pose. It's a subtle movement, but just be aware of it. Palms to sides of the feet. Left leg is back. Low lunge. Low lunge. Top the foot to the floor, knees to the floor. Square up the hips, pushing them forward diagonally. And just focus on the breathing. Now with the back foot curl, toes under, knee goes up, high lunge, settle here, then move into downward dog. Pushing into it. Arms are straight, legs are straight. Settle in the pose and just focus on the breathing. Again, your mind will wander. You'll start to think about other things. Once you realize you're doing that, just gently bring your focus back to the breathing. Now slide in the upper dog and modify it how you have to. Just settle where you are, accept where you are, and focus on the breathing. Again, you're not trying to be somewhere. Just being in the present moment and you're accepting where you are. Back to downward dog. Left foot is up between the hands. Low lunge. High lunge. Then standing forward bend. Palms together, reach out, up and back, inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Pull yourself in and down, focus on the breathing. Palms to the sides of the feet, right leg is back into a low lunge. A low lunge, top the foot to the floor, knees to the floor, square up the hips, pushing them forward diagonally. Make sure you're lengthened where the knee's not going over the toe. And just focus on the breathing. With the back foot, curl the toes under, knee goes up, downward dog. So you went into the high lunge, then the downward dog. I should have said that, but I didn't. Again, you're at the spot where you don't feel like you should go any further. Settle there, focus on the breathing. And you slide into the upper dog and modify it how you have to. Just accept where you are. Maybe you're just to your hands and knees. That's all you can do. As long as your mind and body's connecting, you're doing yoga. You're accepting yourself. Back to downward dog. Right foot is up between the hands. Low lunge. With a low lunge. Knees to the floor, top of the foot to the floor. Square up the hips, pushing them forward. And with the back foot, curl the toes under, high lunge. Then move into standing forward bend. Palms together, reach out, up and back, inhale. Exhale. 8 more, inhale. Exhale. Pull yourself in and down, so the palms are to the calves, elbows into the sides of the legs. Just focus on the breathing. Palms to the sides of the feet, left leg is back into a low lunge. Square up the hips, pushing them forward. Make sure the knee's not over the toe. If it is, make sure to lengthen up some. Settle, and then focus on the breathing. And high lunge, downward dog. Remember, downward dog, you're pushing into it, but you're not pushing to past the spot where you're settled. So you get into the spot where you feel like you shouldn't go anymore. Settle there and focus on the breathing. Slide into the upper dog, or modify it how you have to. Back to downward dog. Left foot is up, between the hands, little lunge. Again, with a little lunge, pushing the hips forward. The front knee's not over the toe, or if it is, make sure it's not over the toe too much. Maybe you're here. Maybe you're to your fingertips. I think I'm going down a little bit further now. Then high lunge, standing forward bend. Palms together, reach out, up and back, inhale. Exhale, inhale. And just accept where you're going. Like me, I know I'm not going back as far as I should. Hinge forward, put yourself in and down, but I'm listening to my body. Before morning yoga, I don't really stretch. I might do a little forward bend, palms to the feet, right legs back, low lunge. Just because my legs are tight or something, I do it maybe 10 seconds or something. Loosen up just a little bit on my lower back. But I'm beginning in the morning just like everyone else, or maybe you're in the evening. High lunge, downward dog. So I'm listening to my body, knowing that I'm not doing the perfect yoga pose. But if my mind and body's connecting, I'm doing yoga. So that means maybe it is perfect. Upward dog. As long as you're doing yoga, as long as your mind and body's connecting, doesn't matter how the pose looks. You just settle, accept where you are, and focus on the breathing. You're learning acceptance. Downward dog, extremely important. Learning acceptance, not judgment. Letting go of the mindset of control. Letting go of the mindset of trying to be somewhere. Right foot is up, low lunge. Then you take that mindset off the yoga mat and apply it in the everyday world. High lunge, standing forward bend. Palms together, reach out, up and back, inhale, exhale, inhale. 6 more, exhale. Pull yourself in and down. Let yourself breathe. I'm going to have to open this door. Air. Yeah, the door's in the way. I'll keep it like that. Left leg's back, low lunge. If there's a pose you want to accidentally make someone stay in, it's the standing forward bend. That's kind of a joke. Not a good joke, but it was a joke. High lunge, downward dog. Upward dog. Downward dog. Left foot is up. Low lunge. High lunge. Standing forward bend. Come together, reach out, up and back. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Put yourself in and down. Still let yourself breathe. Right foot is back. Low lunge. Set where you are. Settle there. Find the spot. Again, maybe you're here. Maybe you're on the side like this because something hurts. It's fine. Focusing on the breathing. And then you're aware of that area, but you're not focused on that area. High lunge, downward dog. Very important mindset. Focus on the breathing. Be aware of a troubled area, but you're not focused on that. You just focus on the breathing. Upward dog. Downward dog. Man, you hear that bird? Right foot is up, low lunge. Sound like a pterodactyl. Sound big. High lunge. Standing forward bend. Come together, reach out, up and back. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. 4 more. Exhale. Put yourself in and down. Left leg's back. Low lunge. High lunge. Downward dog. Upward dog. Downward dog. Left foot is up, low lunge. So further down now, loosening up. High lunge, standing forward bend. Palms together, reach out, up and back, inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Right foot is back, low lunge. High lunge. Downward dog. Slide into the upper dog. Downward dog. Right foot is up between the hands, low lunge. High lunge, then standing forward bend. Palms together, reach out. Up and back, inhale. Exhale. 2 more. So really focus on the breathing. Inhale. Exhale. Pull yourself in and down. So the palms to the calves. Elbows into the sides of the legs. Still let yourself breathe. but you're pulling yourself in and down, focusing on the breathing. Left foot is back, low lunge. Remember, low lunge, top the foot to the floor, knees to the floor. Hips are square and they're pushing forward diagonally. Make sure the knees not over the toe too much. To your palms or maybe your fingers, or modify it how you have to. Accept where you are, focus on the breathing. Then high lunge, settle here, then move into downward dog. The high lunge is just a transition pose that we're using it as a transition pose. Downward dog, arms straight, legs straight, heels towards the floor, tailbones to the ceiling. Move tension to the neck so the head is dangling. Then you can slide into the upper dog. You drop down to the knees and the chest, you slide up. Modify it how you have to. But wherever you are, accept it and focus on the breathing. As long as your mind and body's connecting, you're doing yoga. Downward dog. Pushing into it, finding that spot. Right before you feel like you shouldn't go any further, find that spot, settle there, focus on the breathing, and think of nothing else but the breathing. Left foot is up between the hands, low lunge. So with a low lunge, top of the foot to the floor, knees to the floor. Hips are square diagonally, you're pushing forward, knees not over the toe, and you're focused on the breathing. See, I'm all the way down now on accident. So all the benefits come later. So high lunge, then standing forward bend, pull yourself in and down. Arms together, reach out, up and back, inhale. One more, exhale, inhale, and just focus on the breathing. Exhale, hinge forward from the lower back, palms to the calves, elbows into the sides of the legs. Pull yourself in and down, focusing on the breathing. Remember, the focusing is what allows the mind and body to connect as one, which is yoga. Right leg is back, low lunge, top of the foot to the floor, knees to the floor, hips are square, pushing forward diagonally, back straight, maybe arched. Knees not over the toe. If it is, make sure you lengthen up a little bit. High lunge, then downward dog. Pushing into it, arms are straight, legs are straight. Slide into the up dog and modify it how you have to. And just focus on the breathing. Again, as long as the mind and body's connecting, doesn't matter how the pose looks. You settle where you can settle, you accept where you are, and just focus on the breathing. The yoga routine is about you. Downward dog, not trying to be somewhere, not trying to be like a picture that you might have seen in a book or online. It's about you, so wherever you are. So right foot is up between the hands, low lunge. Top of the foot to the floor, knees to the floor, pushing forward. Palms to the floor. Make sure the knee's not over the toe. So high lunge, settle here, then move into standing forward bend. Pull yourself in and down. Palms together, reach out, up and back, inhale. Exhale, turn the palms out, push the air down now. You're going to go to mountain pose. Remember, mountain pose, feet shoulder width apart. That's just proper balance. Toes go out, spread the toes as wide as you can. Each toe goes down to the floor one at a time. Knees are bent, hips are tilted. No tension in the arms or the shoulders. You just focus on the breathing. So during my sun salutations, I went over to the door, came back, I moved the towels, talking. Even if you're doing it by yourself on your own, sometimes you might have to do something. The dog's barking, you gotta let the dog in. It's okay. Don't ignore the dog and continue to do it. Just keep your mindset. Go over, let the dog in, go back to your routine. It's the real life. It's the real world. You gotta let your dog in. And that's just an example. So maybe you don't even have a dog. Now here, you're just going to focus on the breathing. Think of nothing else but the breathing. And you're watching yourself breathe. So you're already breathing automatically. So you're just watching yourself breathe. As you inhale, the belly swells with air just slightly. You're watching that, and the belly goes in when you exhale. Or bring your awareness, bring your focus to the tip of the nose. Just watch the air go in and out. Not controlling the breath. You're not trying to breathe. You're just watching yourself breathe. We'll stay here for about 5 more seconds, so just watch yourself breathe. And bring the palms together. Namaste. So, yeah, I started sweating on that one. It's a little humid, maybe because it rained. Not maybe, that's much. So that was number 44, 12 Sun Salutations. And tomorrow, most likely, I say most likely, because I want to do another 12 tomorrow. Then I'll move into another routine after that. But things could change. So I'll see you tomorrow, 5:30 a.m. Arizona time, Mountain Standard Time. So namaste, peace and love.